What's up, everybody? It's Muggin with the Dislyte Directive, back with another Dislyte video. Today we're going to chat about relics and how important they are for your characters. So relics are the items that are applied to your various espers that will give them additional stats, which is what's listed here on the right with the blue text. So your base stats on your left and your additional stat bonuses are on your right. They are combined together to create your final stat value. They are modified by your relics as well as your ascension tiers. So when you get a bonus ascension tier like 20% health or damage or a 5 speed, that actually gets added into the plus section of your stat line. It doesn't modify your base stat. These statistics are base and they are related to your character and its overall star level. So as you go up in stars, the stats can change, but speed never does. So that being said, relics are very, very important because, as you can see here, they can significantly increase your values. For instance, Li Ling's base attack is 1200. I have 1700 additional attack on top of that. So it's more than double what he currently starts out with. And reasons for that are going to be things like attack bonus plus 30% on a mainline stat. You can also get baseline attack bonuses. So these are flat. We call these flat stats. So a flat number, no matter what his base attack is or overall value is, it will always be 256. Whereas an attack bonus that's a percentage-based bonus will change based on what other items you have equipped on him, relics, and increase. So the percentage base will have a higher overall ceiling, so they can get you farther. At lower levels, the base flat numbers will generally be better, but you should really be investing on things with percentage based statistics. The other thing to note is I would recommend doing everything in your power to not upgrade anything below a 4-star. Early on in the game, when you're first starting out, that will be kind of a requirement because you won't have the 5 and 6 stars, but limit your upgrades to 6 to expose, 6 or 9 to expose make sure all your secondaries are visible, because just hitting a 3% attack bonus on 3 of them can start to add up very quickly. But don't go into your 12s, your 15s, or your 9s unless you have to get push pass content. That's the only caveat, is if you can upgrade relics because you're stuck, sometimes it's worth the minimal gold investment knowing you're going to lose it later to increase like a mainline attack bonus. But in most cases, it's recommended to wait till 5 and 6 stars. Towards the end of the game, what you're going to end up finding is that you will be hunting perfect secondary stats. So what you'll see in the relics, okay, is that I'm going to go, if you long press this, it will give you a different screen here. So you can get into this screen by long pressing your relics, and it'll give you a little bit easier menu here. So we can see all of our stats here. What you'll see is that when you get a fresh relic, it won't have all of the secondaries visible. So your mainline stat is a set value. Different relic positions will have different mainline stats. So it could be a flat, it could be a percentage depending on where it's at, and then you'll have your secondary stats here. So you'll notice underneath the name of your relic, there will be a status here like elite, superior, and I forget what the last one is off the top of my head here because I haven't really gotten one yet. But what that tells you is how many visible secondaries there are. So an elite has 2 visible, whereas a superior, you see it starts with 3 visible. And the benefit here is that the more you have visible when you start your upgrade process, the more chances you have to what we call hit a secondary. So you can see here on the left that this stat has a crit rate of 10%, and then you get this little fire emblem with the 1. That means that during the upgrade process, once all of these were made visible, so this one started with 2, which means that I had to upgrade it to level 6 to get resistant attack to show. And then once I was at 6, when it went to 9, it gained a bonus hit to one of its secondary stats. So one of those bonus hits at 9 was to crit rate, and then when it hit 12, it hit on attack. So This elite at level 12 has 2 bonus hits. A superior at the same level will actually have 3 bonuses on it already, right? So let me see if I have a superior here. So this superior you see at level 12 has had 3 bonus hits on it, right? So it's had crit rate, crit damage, and HP bonus. Whereas this is the same 6-star rune relic, but you only get the 2 hits because it started as elite. So as you get even farther, you'll only want to be upgrading ones that already have 3 or 4 because it gives you a higher ceiling on the maximum bonus you can achieve. And when you start hitting things, big secondaries, let's see if I can find one here. When you start hitting big secondaries like your speed secondaries and things like that hit big, it becomes a pretty awesome experience, and it really can offset values. You know, double speed hits, triple speed hits, things like that. You know, plus 12 speed while also having HP is not a terrible place to be, and things like that. So you can definitely start running into some really good. I had a 3 hit on something here that I wanted to kind of show you guys, but it's at. But you can quickly find yourself getting into higher numbers. You know, like a 15% accuracy bonus can be pretty good for characters that do a lot of debuffing. So what do we want to look for in our secondary stats? So, well, let's take one step back. So there's 2 different types of relics. You've got your 4 set on the left and your 2 set on the right. So your 4 set, when all 4 of these are matching, will give you a bonus. So in this case, if all 4 of your sets are War Machine, you will have an attack bonus of 30%. And then on the right, these 2 combined together, so 2 set. So in this case, the Grove gives an HP of 25%. You'll want to make sure that you're matching these relic sets with characters' primary roles. So for instance, Li Ling, his main relic set is recommended to be War Machine for the 30% bonus attack, or you can give him Hades for the 35% lifesteal to increase his survivability, because he has that big multi-hit AoE can fill his hit points up, plus the fact that his A2, his single target multi-hit, has its own heal when he's at Ascension 3, plus the Hades heal. He can basically keep himself at full health nonstop. So if you're running a healer that doesn't have double heals, or not even a healer at all because you're focusing more on debuffs and things like that, then those kind of sets can be important. Another set that's really important on your characters like Gabrielle or Longmane is going to be your accuracy set. So a stat that confuses a lot of people is accuracy. Accuracy is not how easily you hit somebody with your attack. It is how efficient you are at landing your debuffs. So speed down, defense down, poison, etc. The higher your accuracy, the better chance you have of that ability not being resisted. So your accuracy is compared against the resistance being your ability to resist getting a debuff, and then, you know, an RNG coupled with that determines whether a debuff is land. So you want your characters like Gabrielle, Longmane, Jacob, anybody that relies on a lot of debuffs to have high accuracy. So this Apollo Bows set is a very good 2-piece set to handle that. And then again, also on your debuffers, the other thing you want is speed. So you can see here, I've done a lot of work to get a 91 plus 91 speed on Longmane, and he still has this terrible rune on him that I haven't found a better version of, because I don't want to give up his accuracy on that yet. So at some point I'm going to find one that has a better accuracy stat, and we'll be swapping that around. But you'll notice that even though it's on one of my main characters, I still haven't upgraded, because I'm just not going to put gold into upgrading a purple relic. So the other thing to note with relics, so that's what you're going to do. You're going to match your main stats, right? So in this case, like hit point bonus, another hit point bonus, try to keep them alive. Defense, speed. So speed primary in this right bottom 2-piece set here, the spade. You can get a speed primary. It is very, very strong. And you can see here, you can also get a speed secondary with your speed primary. So this is giving 46 speed. So speed primaries are really good. And this is another one where if you had a 4-star speed primary, that might be worth putting some upgrades into because it can pay dividends for a long time. And you can just roll it down as you get new characters, and finding a lot of those speed primaries is going to be difficult. So you have all these relics, and you have all these stats, and you're going to try and line them up with your characters. The one thing about relics that does kind of suck is that relics can fail their upgrades. So you'll see. So for instance, let's just grab a fresh relic here for everybody. So we'll grab this one here. Let's see if this one's actually not terrible. So in fact, if this one hits accuracy, I'd probably be in a good spot. So if we enhance one of these, oh, here we go, speed and accuracy. Okay, so here's a good one. Attack bonus, speed. Oh, it didn't have accuracy. Attack bonus, accuracy, defense, and HP. So we're going to enhance this. So it's superior like we discussed, right? So the first bump is going to only increase the primary statistics. So there's this thing called auto enhance, which is generally how I do it. Each one of these tiers, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, will give you that bump. So it's either going to, in this case, at 3, it will add the final stat, and then at each one after that, it will increase the value. So if we auto enhance to 3, you'll notice here this success rate. Your success rate for your first 3 is 100%. Once you finish that, when you move to enhancing for 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, you'll see your success rate starts to fall. So you want to be careful because you can very, very quickly spend a whole lot of gold. So 90 to 80 and then to 70%. So there's a fail, right? The benefit here is we do have what's called a pity. So if you fail a certain number of times as you upgrade this thing, right, it will, see, in 2 attempts, you get a guaranteed success. So now, if I fail 3 times in a row, I'll get a guaranteed success again. So you'll see each time it's leveling, it's getting the 1, and then here, we've just hit the hit point bonus. So we've hit the attack bonus, we've hit the hit point bonus, we're at +9, and the higher you go, the higher the success rate drops. So we're already at 40%, all the way down to, from 14 to 15 is a 10% failure rate. So you can see we had 800,000 gold when we started. To get to 12, we've already burned up half of that. So you want to be careful what relics you're upgrading, how far you're taking them, and also what I call, knowing when to quit. So if you have a rune that has some secondary stats that you're after, for instance, I probably shouldn't have rolled this last one, but if I was going for accuracy on here, I would want to give it a roll to, probably 2 rolls and then stop at 9. Like I should have stopped at 9 when this hit attack bonus and HP bonus. I knew I probably wasn't going to get the accuracy that I wanted out of it, so I can stop rolling there and just kind of hold on to it until I'm flush with gold and then wait to roll it again. Same thing here. Like the chance of hitting speed on this, going from 12 to 15 is very low, and it will cost me a lot of gold to make that 12 to 15 jump. So it's just not worth the gold investment on this relic because the chances of hitting what I really want, which is speed, is very low, especially since this particular rune is on Changpu. She wants attack bonus and speed are her 2 primary things. Her attack bonus increases her healing, and speed lets her heal more, move more, and refresh her cooldowns faster. So the overall statement of relics is you want to find a good primary stat with good secondary stats that kind of match up. So if you're using someone with attack that needs crit damage and it has crit chance on it as well as speed, that's a really, really good rune. So here, HP, attack bonus, crit damage, these together all kind of start to work to create a tanky bruiser, right? So it can be a good secondary rune if you're running into a problem where your fighters are getting knocked out before they can get healed. You can give this, but you're not sacrificing too much because you're still getting crit damage, you're still getting attack bonus out of it. Now, where to get relics? The primary place to get relics is going to be in your Ritual Miracle. So in Ritual Miracle, you have your 3 bosses, and each one of them can drop 3 primary, I'll call them primary and secondary, so 3 primary and 3 secondary rune sets. So your starting guy, Kronos, he'll drop the speed while debuffed, and War Machine, which is the the attack power, and then he'll drop these, accuracy, defense, and health secondary sets. APEP drops 6 other ones, and then Fanfare drops the other 6. Each tier of the battle drops a different rarity, right? So 2-star to 3-star, 3-star only, 3-star to 4-star, 3 to 4 again with a higher. This starts to increase your chance of getting the 4. Then you're at 3 to 5, and you stay at 3 to 5 for a bit, each time getting more and more chance at the 5. And then at 7, you start to have the ability to get your 6 stars. I will tell you, at 7, you will get 6 stars, but it'll be pretty rare. So you'll want to start farming it. I like farming hard starting around 7, but once you get to 8, you'll start seeing 6s quite a bit, and at 9, you get a lot of 6 stars. So it can be a very good farming spot. Each one of these requires different teams, has different mechanics, so be sure to kind of keep your eye on that. The other thing you can do is you'll be able to multi-battle these, so you can set up a multi-battle to just kind of go to town on this and let it run in the background while you do other things in the game to passively generate your relics. So you just knock that down. Of note, you won't be able to relic farm while relic farming multis, so be careful there. Another spot is expedition. So once you have solo cleared a level of one of those bosses, you will be able to then do expeditions in this expedition area for them and gain their rewards. So, for instance, these will drop up to 6-star runes, 6-star runes, etc. from running these expeditions. So it's like a kind of a passive run on that, and you can get the bonus hits because of the way expeditions work. The other place you can score them is in the gold shop. I wouldn't buy anything but 6 stars in here that have really good matching stats. If it has a really good stat line on it, you can kind of find yourself some good stuff in here. I bought a couple through here that are pretty good. You'll be looking for everything to be percent, high, speed primaries and speed secondaries. The tournament shop. You're going to prioritize your legendary Abilimon, and we have a whole video on shop purchases and what's best, but you will sometimes find a good relic in here, and this would be a good spot to pick some up. In the cube shop, your purple currency is specifically designed to get relics, whether it is relics straight up like these. That one's not terrible. Or to get the relic essence to craft your own. That's a primary function of those purple ones. And those are those are the only shops you can get them in. So that pretty much sums up relics as a whole. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. To recap, don't level anything above 9 that is lower than 4-star. Watch leveling anything past 12 that doesn't already have good hits on the secondaries. When you're looking at what you want to roll, make sure that your primary stat and your secondary stat line up and that they're targeted for the character that you're putting them on. Because if they start to hit secondaries that are wrong for the character that you want to use it on, it can very quickly ruin the relic for you. And then, make sure you're matching the correct sets with the correct characters. The set bonuses that you get from relics can be really good, and it's important to make sure that you take advantage of those anywhere you can to create stat lines that make the most sense for who you're working with. Another thing to note real quick is that when you do the replace, you can sort by statistic, and you can also filter out stats. So if you want attack percentage and you want the Windwalker set, you can very quickly see, okay, well, there's an attack percentage, attack percentage, attack percentage. So now I can look at these and go, which one of these do I want to roll up for this character? So it can be very good in that regard. And then once you get a little farther, you can start selling anything below. I sell everything below 5-star now because I just don't use them, because I'm starting to get quite a bank of these things. I tend to farm one run of multi-battle in the ritual miracle every day, just to keep my relics coming in. So that's another thing, is to make sure you're constantly farming for more so that you can get the ones that you really need. As always, if you can like and subscribe to the channel and like the video, that would be very helpful. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Try and answer all those, and look forward to giving you guys the next video. Thanks.